the most famous case that I've encountered is the case with Facebook. So before coming to Singapore, I was a professor at the University of Cambridge, and I was there when Cambridge Analytica case started. I did some investigations on this thing as well. And at one point in 2018, Mark Zuckerberg said that he realized that he was also responsible for the people using the Facebook platform. Of course, Mark, you're responsible. You designed it. But until 2018, he did not even realize or was not aware of it. He thought his main job was to make the best platform out there possible. Think like very much an engineer, the technology matters most. But if you keep doing this, of course, after a while, you get these kind of construction of workplaces that feel like it's for humans and not like for technology, but not for humans. Okay, so this is where we see the boundary conditions come in, where AI can go in the process of running an organization. It's at the management level, but once we move into motivating people, giving them meaning and an understanding of the situation, what it means to them, what it means to the organization, it's a different ballgame. And this is because people expect their leaders to be compassionate as well. And let's face it, AI fails there. AI doesn't care whether you die tomorrow or not. There's no compassion. Also that there's tolerance. Sometimes things go wrong. You fail, you evaluate, give feedback, you move on. AI focuses on the reduction of error rates as much as possible. So in optimizing, it searches for perfectionism. So it's not meeting that criteria that much either. And then the humanity aspect, like I elaborated just a minute ago, you feel it is a humane workplace. It's important to keep motivating people, to keep them loyal, to keep them committed, to make sure that all the unique abilities that humans have, the creativity, the curiosity, that this is still part of their job experience as well. It needs to be humane. And of course, AI in that sense, and we see this with natural language processing, where algorithms have a problem really inferring the meaning of a word and then bringing it back to the context as it is presently, AI has that problem as well. So these are really the boundary conditions where we see, we need something else. Because leadership is not just management, you need it as a foundation, but whereas management is about stability, controlling a status quo and making it optimal, leadership is about change. If things change, we need someone to give direction, explain why, what kind of value we're going to create, and to make a change happen. But you can only make a change happen, of course, if the team, if the collective works along. So you need to be able to influence, to connect with people, to make that change happen. And those are qualities that AI doesn't have. So for example, already dealing with change. Well, AI works best when the statistics are stationary. If it's non-stationary, mean variance, standard deviation, everything changes, it's difficult. We can't take different perspectives from an AI point of view. Leaders connect. As the editor of Nature Human Machine told me, she considered humans to be good at cooperation because we can do the subtle, influential things. AI can't. It can't do these things, doesn't understand it. Providing meaning to things. Why do we have to do things? Or if certain changes happen, make it meaningful to the ones who are following. AI doesn't have empathy, emotional intelligence, or imagination why it would happen. That explanation will not be able to be provided. And also make it worthwhile, purposeful to people. Why do we change? What kind of value are we creating and why? It requires that we understand the expectations people have based on societal norms, based on what they expect. That kind of sensitivity, that kind of awareness, sense-making. And that's also missing. So those are 4 different dimensions that are very important that for leadership, but that we see that AI is not likely to acquire very quickly. Because what I see at the moment is that AI is rapidly advancing, but it's rapidly advancing and executing tasks still. But the one boundary we always bump into is when it comes down to reasoning, sense-making. And that's in every level of AI development. So, of course, we need to train our human leaders. We need to have leadership courses, but with a specific focus much more on the traits that humans have: curiosity, imagination, emotional intelligence, the ability to make ethical judgments. We need to focus even more on those to make sure that we can contribute this in the most optimal way to how we run our organizations. And it's not just reskilling or even unskilling. I don't like the word unskilling. It's as if like humans don't have anything that's good for today's organization. Of course they have, I just told you. It's about having the skills available, elaborate on them, and bring it together with new skills that you can learn, especially in leadership roles. And this is a big passion of mine. It really starts with our children already. If you take a look at this picture, I found this at a local school saying, oh, we're trying to promote the creativity among our children. And what you see there is children sitting very nicely in rows in the same position, with the same clothes, in the same position behind the piano. It seems like it's creativity within a box, but creativity is outside of the box. So we really need to do more on these things. We really need to have our kids a kind of an experience where they can explore, where they can be curious, and that's sharpened rather than that we try to put them in boxes as soon as possible, because that's what algorithms can do better. Also, because of this, I don't think my senior leaders, executives in my classes need to be afraid that they'll be replaced by robots. I like this cartoon because it says, as you can see on the whiteboard, I'm not a robot.